short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
Breaking now, the U.S. and Israel launch massive joint strikes on Iran. President Trump confirming Iran's supreme leader is among those killed.
The military operation sparking protest here in New York City, along with stepped-up patrols from the NYPD. We have reaction and the fallout tonight. Good evening. I'm Alan Devlin.
And I'm Jessica Moore. Thanks for joining us. Right now, Americans in the Middle East are being told to shelter in place as Iran launches retaliatory attacks to that early morning bombardment.
This as we learn new information about who was killed in the joint military operation between the U.S. and Israel. Here's what we know at this hour. A short time ago, President Trump tweeted that Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei is dead. He called it the greatest chance for Iranians to take back the country. He also said heavy and pinpoint bombing will continue through the week or longer.
The White House just released these photos showing President Trump and his top officials monitoring the military strikes overnight from Palm Beach, Florida. The attack has been named Operation Epic Fury and came after the president threatened the Iranian regime for weeks to make a new deal that would rein in its nuclear program. As you can imagine, mixed reactions to the military strikes. Earlier today, protesters rallied in Times Square and marched through the streets of Midtown protesting the operation.
We have team coverage from local reaction to the political analysis, but let's begin with Dick Brennan for the latest out of Iran. Dick.
Alan and Jessica, we can tell you the death of Khamenei was announced by President Trump, but not confirmed by Iran. Israel says it also killed some of the most senior Iranian leaders, including the defense minister and the head of the Revolutionary Guard. Both Israel and the U.S. say they want to achieve regime change. U.S. CENTCOM released video of the waves of missile launches and fighter jets leading the attacks on Iran. President Trump says the goal is to destroy the country's military capabilities and eliminate the threat of it creating a nuclear weapon.
To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death.
In a post on Truth Social, the president said Iran's supreme leader was killed, writing, Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead. This is not only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people from many countries throughout the world. The president adding that heavy and pinpoint bombing will continue uninterrupted throughout the week or, as he put it, as long as necessary. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu urged the Iranian people to rise up. This as there were sirens and missile intercepts in Tel Aviv as Iran responded with counterattacks on Israel and also targeted various states, including Kuwait, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Jordan, who said they downed incoming missiles. Tonight, lawmakers in Washington reacted to the attacks.
I support the president's decision. I think these negotiations have been going on for months. And, you know, when you go back to last year when the president gave the Ayatollah and the regime 60 days to negotiate over its nuclear ambitions, and they failed to do so, he struck.
I believe that Iran poses an existential threat to the United States. As far as I'm concerned, what's key now is making sure that the president briefs the Congress immediately. I've asked for that briefing, and we continue to watch what's going on.
And Democrats and some Republicans say they want the president to get authorization from Congress to wage war. As for any more statements from President Trump today, right now it appears unlikely that he'll make a public appearance or comment.
All right, Dick, thank you. We'll see you in a little bit.